Hey everybody. So, today's lesson for Hoodoo Heritage Month, we gonna get into talking about heaven and hell parties at church. So let's get into this. So for most of you that are rooted deeply into the Hoodoo tradition or deeply into the Southern traditional Christianity, we tend to have heaven and hell parties. Sometimes they be on Saturdays, sometimes they may be on Sundays. What is a heaven and hell party, you say? A heaven and hell party is literally when you have those people that are so deeply rooted into their hoodoo that they are considered the saints of the church. Just like on the opposite end of those same people in the congregation, you have the sinners of the church as well. So, one method or one part of our hoodoo heritage tradition is for us to have those heaven and hell parties for those that were considered the saints of the church. Whenever we would gather to have our community time, the saints of the church would eat and feast and commune on the inside, while those that would be considered the sinners of the church, they would be left to commune and drink and hang out outside the church. Now, during this time of our community gatherings in the Hoodoo tradition, you would have those saints that would feel the need to come down from on high inside of the church and come outside in the heat with the sinners. Just like you would have those sinners that would start having the change of heart and want to go inside and repent for their sins.
So usually during those events, that's when you get a chance to see those church members, those saints that actually get those little wine coolers. They get chill. And then you get to find out those sinners who were so convicted, who just really couldn't bear that stuff on their own, going there and ask for help.
But no matter which direction you went through the Hoodoo congregation, spiritual warfare was squared away either way. Whether it be spiritually, they handle you on the inside, or physically, we gonna meet you in the streets. The gifts on the inside of the church vary just like the gifts on the outside of the church. This is where you may hear people being called snake eyed because they may have the brown colored eyes. What is a snake eyed person? Somebody that is quick to tell you sweet nothings and snake you while doing so. Which is also why in Hoodoo, everybody was not privileged to read the Bible. Only those that were actually pulled out of the slave pits to be taught what scriptures to read to the slaves. Those were those descendants of those that were able to read and actually teach hoodoo. So the PKs, the pastors' kids, those of us that were deeply, deeply, deeply rooted or taken to church by our grandmothers, great grandmothers, and things of that nature, yeah. And not only that, but heaven and hell parties actually exist more now in traditional family reunions than in the church. So if you've ever realized that your family reunions, you'll have a lot of the wiser, knowledgeable people that are more connected to the spiritual realm or Christianity, of things of that nature. They may sit on the inside. But those of us that have lived that life, loved that life, and are more than about that life, we tend to stay on the outside. So, with that being said, namaste, y'all. But now I'm going to stay over here. Holla.